Now that's Champai Soren there, who has been chosen by the JMM to actually take over the chief ministerial post from Hemant Soren after Hemant Soren in fact resigned post ED taking him into custody. And Champai Soren, along with several other JMM MLAs, has in fact reached Raj Bhavan. They are seeking, they are going to in fact meet the governor there. Whether or not there's going to be any sort of a fast-paced development as far as them staking a claim to for him to in fact take over as the chief minister is concerned, whether or not we're going to see an oath-taking ceremony soon. Those are some of the questions which still, of course, remain. But for the moment, what we can tell you is that the JMM MLAs have finally got a meeting with the governor. Their vehicles rolling into, in fact, crossing the gates of the Raj Bhavan there that you can see there going. These are visuals, of course, which we got around a few minutes back. Saurabh Gupta there standing outside the Raj Bhavan reporting on all the developments which have taken place in this story. We were talking about the legal developments in this case. Saurabh, what we have in fact seen is also, and you and I were talking about it a short while back, that Hemant Soren has in fact also released this video. Rather, his party released this video of him earlier today where he's, of course, presented his point of view. We have seen a very confident body language coming of all the shots we have seen of Hemant Soren, from whether it was about the first glimpse that we got of him inside that ED vehicle, going inside Raj Bhavan yesterday to submit his resignation, and even the visuals which came in from the court premises today in Ranchi, where Hemant Soren is in fact seen waving to his supporters, smiling at them. The JMM, of course, is moving the top court, has moved the top court seeking relief. But Hemant Soren there, of course, keeping a very stoic body language there, and in a way suggesting that he's unruffled by all the developments which are taking place. But the fact is that he's going to spend the night in jail tonight.
That's right. He has to spend the night in jail. In fact, he's been arrested. Yesterday, he was arrested by the ED at night, so he spent the night in the ED lockup. But today, he will have to spend the night in jail because it's judicial custody or jail custody. In that context, really, Hemant Soren, like you were mentioning, that message that he put out, that message was obviously pre-planned, and it was to send a message to party supporters and, party functionaries as well, and supporters of the JMM and the public at large, that Hemant Soren was in for a fight. That's the message he tried to send out. In fact, if you recall, the ED had gone to his house in Delhi, but they could not trace him. But he managed to come back to Ranchi, and then he had a meeting here, legislators party meeting, tried to install, of course, his wife, but that didn't work out. Consensus candidate, of course, was Champai Soren, who just went in to the Raj Bhavan. But the process of, resigning, coming and resigning, and then clearing the legal path for the legislature party to happen, then only after resigning, signing the arrest memo, all of these are seen to be done with sound legal advice. This is a strategy. They have to, strategize. And this is sound strategy, at least if you look at it from both the legal and the political point of view, because it leaves less space for, anything, lack of clarity, etc. And that is something that Hemant Soren has managed to do in the past few days. He's strategized, and he's been able to follow up on his strategy also, including, remaining untraceable, whatever you call it, and managing to come back to Ranchi when the ED is looking for him in Delhi. So all of that with his private plane waiting at the airport. So those are things that a lot of people have observed and said that they were aware. Obviously, they were anticipating this, and they've been able to strategize on this, and they have been able to implement their strategy in this case, at least as far as this whole resignation is concerned and choosing of Champai Soren is concerned as well.
Right, Saurabh, going back to the aspect of Champai Soren's selection by JMM to actually take over the mantle from Hemant Soren, we were also talking about the fact that this also was a bit of a surprise in a way when that news broke yesterday in the evening, because just before that, it was Kalpana Soren, Hemant Soren's wife's name, which was doing the rounds. There was also, in fact, the speculation was in a way reached a peak after the fact that there were reports that Kalpana Soren had in fact attended a key meeting the day before. So within your sources from the JMM, what are you picking up in terms of how this switch in terms of selection, how it took place, and are they happy with the choice of Champai Soren?
You know, in fact, if our viewers have been watching our digital platforms, our YouTube channel and NDTV.com, there's a detailed copy on NDTV.com on how all of this unfolded. That's been filed by my colleague Haribansh Sharma and myself on how Champai Soren's name appeared and how he became a consensus candidate. In fact, we've gone into the Soren family history in that in that copy that is available on NDTV.com and also our digital platform. So obviously there, we've explained that how Sita Soren is also a part of the Soren family. Champai Soren, by the way, just to clarify for our viewers, is not a part of the family, Soren family, but he's a very close aide of Hemant Soren and Shibu Soren, the JMM patriarch. And initially, it seems Hemant Soren wanted his wife Kalpana Soren to be his replacement in case he was arrested by the ED. On that, there was consensus as well on, my colleague Manoranjan Bharti also reported earlier that there was consensus on Kalpana Soren's name as far as the alliance partners were concerned in the legislature party meeting that was held the day after, on the day that Hemant Soren made his appearance in Ranchi. But within the family, there was opposition to her candidature, and that's Sita Soren, who's a three-time MLA, who's the wife and widow of late Durga Soren, who was, again, closely worked with JMM patriarch Shibu Soren. And then there's also Basant Soren, who's an MLA, who's the brother of Hemant Soren. Sita Soren is a three-time MLA.
Right.
She's also a Bahu of the family. So in this whole family saga, Sita Soren prevailed, and Kalpana Soren did not, get that post, and it was Champai Soren as a consensus candidate.